More breaking news. In the last hour, it has been confirmed that Prince Harry has been ordered by the judge to explain why he deliberately deleted evidence in his current phone hacking case. I'm going to give you all the details you guys need to know right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the Alternerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much got me eye, and oh my goodness, yes, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Now, this breaking news video is a continuation from my earlier one that I released today, which was, at that point, has it been accused of deliberately deleting evidence in his current phone hacking case against news group newspaper NGN. So if you've not actually caught this video yet and watched it, I would recommend you do so, because this breaking news video is a continuation of this earlier one that you can see right here. But yeah, not only has he been accused of deliberately deleting evidence in his phone hacking case against news group newspapers, which we'll now call NGN for the rest of this video, the judge now is giving him the side eye and is like, yeah, you got to explain yourself now, dude. You got to explain why you deleted the spare drafts and deleted your messages on your messaging app that you were using at the time between you and your ghostwriter, J.R. Mooringer. Oh, and better yet, you've now got to do everything you can to try and recover those messages between yourself and your ghostwriter for spare. Oh, let's dig into this, guys. So, yes, has been ordered by the High Court judge, which is Mr. Justice Fancourt, which, by the way, if that name sounds familiar, he was the one that presided over Hazard suing the Mirror Group newspaper last year. Oh, yeah. Now, he's ordered Hazard to explain why the drafts of his memoir Spare were deleted when he was suing the publisher of the Sun newspaper. Now, as we know, Hazard is suing NGN over alleged unlawful information gathering, phone hacking, etc., with the trial set for January next year, which, by the way, make sure you definitely subscribe to this channel, because as I have done up to date, I will keep you updated, and we'll definitely be covering that trial next year in January. Now, part of this case is set to actually find out whether Harry knew he might have a case against the newspaper publisher many years ago, which would actually completely cancel out his bid for damages as being out of time. In other words, hey up, dude, there's a statute of limitations on this one, and you may have run out of that. Whoopsie. If that happens, Hazard is not going to be a happy bunny. Megsy is not going to be a happy bunny. And you're definitely going to hear the remaining crockery, plates and dishes being smashed at Montecito Royale, that's for sure. Now, this is the thing. Lawyers now, to try and see if the statute of limitations have run out on this, for NGN, want to see draft copies of Hazard's memoir, as well as text between him and ghostwriter J.R. Mooringer, as the book was created after he brought the civil claim in 2019. Now, Hazard's legal team said that drafts of the book have been destroyed and all of the messages have now been deleted, which kind of harkens back to my earlier video where the breaking news was, well, hang on a minute, you have deliberately deleted evidence, Hazard. Whoopsie. Now, Mr. Justice Fancourt has ruled in the last hour that Hazard now must try to recover that material. He says attempts should be made to retrieve the Signal messages believed to have been deleted. Signal being another messenger app, similar to WhatsApp, that kind of thing, right? He also says the claimant must make a witness statement on how deletion of the messages and destruction of the drafts took place after the commencement of these proceedings. In other words, Mr. Justice Fancourt is turning around and saying, Hazard, you also need to make a statement on how those messages and the drafts were deleted after you commenced these proceedings. How? Why? What the deuce? You got to explain yourself now. Hazard is being punished here. Now, the judge aimed a broadside at Hazard and his legal team after it emerged that Hazard himself has been conducting large parts of the disclosure exercise ahead of the civil trial in January next year. The majority of the searching for and selection of documents to disclose that has been dealt with by the Duke himself in California, said the judge. A solicitor suggested that Hazard is an old hand at dealing with disclosure after a previous legal battle against the publisher of the Daily Mirror over phone hacking. The Mirror Group newspaper phone hacking trial that happened last year, right? Yeah, he is absolutely, completely an old hand at searching for and disclosing documents in a legal case. Yeah, right. Earlier on in my previous video from today, NGN also wanted 2 encrypted hard drives where Hazard originally turned around and said, no, I ain't got them. But then, wouldn't you have thunked it? One of them was found at his lawyer's office in America. The other one was found in his damn house. So, yeah, for his lawyer, for his barrister to turn around and say, he's an old hand at dealing with disclosure. He's got the experience. It's all Gucci. It's absolutely laughable, right? Now, the judge found that he may not understand the kind of documents that have to be handed over relating the first time he became aware of a possible case against NGN, saying the knowledge issue is a subtle one and it's a broad disclosure issue. Sometimes I have the impression in this claim that even the claimant's lawyers don't seem to fully grapple with the knowledge issue, despite it having been spelled out in the defendant's correspondence. In other words, the judge is calling them idiots. It's like, dudes, I don't think you fully grasp the knowledge of this whole situation and what you guys need to do and what you guys need to disclose. You're all freaking idiots. Also including Hazard in that, mind you, as far as I'm concerned. Oh my goodness. He said, it would not be not at all surprising if the claimant himself didn't fully understand or grapple with it. But the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, you can't be like, oh, well, I didn't know. You can't plead ignorance in a court of law. You just can't. It just doesn't happen. Judges just won't let you get away with that. So, Hazard trying to plead ignorance? No. I would not let that slide at all. Especially when his own barrister's turning around and saying, he's got the experience with the disclosure anyway because of his previous cases. Yeah, right, okay. Mr. Justice Fancourt also added, it's not appropriate in my judgment in a case of this nature for searches of documentation and assessment of relevance to be left to the claimant personally. So here, as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Justice Fancourt is also slapping Hazard's barrister's wrists, being like, dude, why are you leaving it all to Hazard? You should be doing that, shiz, not him. The judge ruled that renewed searches should be carried out by Hazard's lawyers and he should write to his former lawyers at Harbottle and Lewis to request further documents for possible disclosure. As I had explained earlier on in the previous Daily Nerd I released a couple of hours ago, two of King Charles's top aides have also been drawn into this narrative, this legal battle. Prince Hazard has been instructed by the judge to write to Sir Clive Alderton, the King's private secretary, and Royal Treasurer Sir Michael Stevens to request documents which may be relevant. Now, earlier, Hazard's barrister, and I use that very, very loosely now because what kind of barrister leaves his own client to essentially provide the discovery to the other side? I mean, come on, dude. He's getting paid, what, millions? What's he doing again? His barrister, David Sherborne, representing Hazard, resisted the disclosure argument, calling it a classic phishing exercise. Of course, he would argue that. Hazard claims he was the target of unlawful information gathering for several years by the Sun and the now closed down, now defunct News of the World newspaper. In preparation for the trial in January with NGN, Hazard says he's already scoured his home in California for physical documents and carried out a digital search of his former royal email account. He says he has confirmed that old laptops and phones, as well as a defunct Hotmail account, would not assist the case. Well, how do we really know? We're just going to take Hazard's word for it? Come on! He has been debunked so many times now. Just look at Spare alone. Bloody hell. He said he has made extensive inquiries with members of the royal household, and they all confirm they do not hold relevant documents. Harry's faced accusations of obfuscation in the disclosure process, and it was suggested by NGN's barrister Anthony Hudson KC that 11,000 documents that are currently under review have had to be dragged out of the claimant kicking and screaming, suggesting it is shocking and extraordinary that 2 hard drives which it believed contain relevant material have apparently been destroyed. But Hazard's barristers pointed out that the newspaper publisher of The Sun and the now defunct News of the World had previously been happy to go to trial in January this year without requests for further documents, saying that it's a classic fishing expedition. He said suggestions that Hazard been responsible for delays were monstrous, adding it's the defendant that has failed to pursue disclosure in any form in a timely fashion. Hey, at the end of the day, the trial's in January. There's still time for disclosure, for discovery, to be able to get the documents needed to make the case. What the deuce? And now it's being found out that Hazard deleted evidence after he started his case against NGN. No, this ain't a classic fishing exercise. No way, no how. Hazard cannot be trusted to provide anything for disclosure and discovery at this point. Not at all. And now for the judge, after he was accused earlier on of deliberately deleting evidence, now the judge in the last hour breaking news is turning around and saying, right, Hazard, I'm ordering you to explain why the spare drafts were deleted, why the messages between you and your ghostwriter on your messaging app were deleted. Oh, and better yet, you now got to do everything to try and recover that information. Whoo! Hazard is being punished. He is not going to be a happy buddy whatsoever. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alt Nerd tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that gold play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about the judge's ruling on Hazard, that deliberately deleted evidence, oh, you've got to recover that now. Oh, I bet you guys have got some strong opinions on that. If so, make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.